Not every loss is a loss. Sometimes the people that fall off or leave in your life that don't make space for this change that's emerged in you is not actually a negative, but it can feel very difficult in the moment. This is very true for some people that have been in very toxic or abusive relationships. And often, like, there can be more complex stuff going on, like trauma bonds. But very often, even though they know that it's not a relationship that they should be in, they still crave the person, they still miss the person. Sometimes they want the person back, even though logically, even though every part of their being knows it's not good for them. And then sometimes they go into a healing process and they start to work on the relationship themselves, and their perspective shifts. And there's like this moment of clarity. There's like this reframe that just cuts through all the noise and they're able to see it more clearly. And sometimes what can happen is this might be the moment you're tested. This might be the moment the person reaches out to you. This might be the moment they tell you they're going to change. Everything's going to shift for the better. All these empty promises that they would have made, they come back and they deliver them to you again. They say all the things that you've been waiting to hear. And then something unusual happens. You're looking at it and you're like, I don't want this anymore. No, there's not a part of me that wants this. I don't resonate with this anymore. And that is directly connected to the healing that you've done, the work that you've done, all the things that you've unpacked, the triggers that you've looked at, the awareness that you've cultivated in who you are, the pattern, your belief systems, your expectations, your coping, how you used to show up in those spaces is not the version of you that's here now. But on a deeper level, even within your nervous system, when you have cultivated peace, when you've cultivated calmness, when you've cultivated safety, and you're connected to that inner space, you're not chasing after that chaos. Even on a conscious and a subconscious level, you're not resonating with that anymore. You know the price of your peace. You know what it took to create it. And you don't want to bring this chaotic person back into your life, no matter how much they're promising, how validating it might feel, because you have that awareness now that you're choosing to do different, choosing better, choosing yourself, choosing your peace, your well-being. And you don't want that in your life anymore. And that is common because you have had a regulated nervous system and the physiology is now catching up to the changes that you've made internally. Logically, you know that this isn't good for you. It's a felt sense that this isn't even good for you, but it's been crystallized. The clarity is so clear now. And that is majorly disruptive for the other person because they are banking on pushing your buttons, getting you to fall back into that old routine, giving you the old spiel that they used to give you. But this version of you is not a version of you that they have a map to understand because you've been working away in quiet in therapy with whoever it is that you're working with, unpacking your stuff, clearing your trauma, working through your conditioning, recognizing your own patterns, recognizing your part in the dysfunction. And that means that you can't self-portray anymore because now you know what you didn't know before. You don't go back into those spaces. You don't even fit those spaces anymore because